I've decided to review the teams of the SEC. And this year's football team, it's the football teams. This year's Texas A&M football team is only technically one game better than it was last year. So you went from a season that got a coach fired and them having to spend an exorbitant amount of money to be able to fire this guy to now having a guy that you're paying, okay, probably slightly less, but he seems to brought fire into the program, but he's only one game better. That's the thing that's a little confusing about this season. Now, mind you, the season before last, they were 5-7. And last year they were 7-6, and this year they're 8-5. But there really does seem to be more fire in the team this year. And we're going to discuss that because it's interesting. So let's get into a few things. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Okay, the first thing that we need to start with is Marcel Reed, the quarterback. Now, he passed for 1,864 yards this year. He also rushed. He had 116 carries with 547 yards and 7 TDs. He threw for 15 touchdowns and got intercepted 6 times, which is pretty good when you throw it all together. Had a 61.3% completion record. Percentage. He's considered, they're saying that he's considered someone that should be elite next year. He did a really good job this year. I mean, he carried a team that needed a spark, and he helped gain that spark. The Auburn loss, I don't know what to say about that. South Carolina, I cannot understand. South Kakalaki, good team. Texas, good team. I don't understand the USC loss. Like, he needs to learn what it is to give a little bit more spark. But past that, I mean, he really does seem like he will be an elite person next year. So I think they're going good when it comes to Reed. Now, rushing, they were a little spread out. Levon Moss, pardon me, had 121 carries, 765 yards, 6.3 yard average, had 10 touchdowns. Amari Daniels, 139 carries, 661 yards, 4.8 yards average, with 8 touchdowns. Marcel Reed, like I said, 116 carries, 547 yards, 4.7 yard average, 7 touchdowns right there. Terry Bussey, a wide receiver, actually carried it 16 times, 102 yards, and got 2 touchdowns. So I mean, they've got it spread out. They had a good rushing attack, which is a good thing. They needed that. And I mean, with receivers, let's take a quick look at receivers. We're going to do a total offense on this one. Receivers, they had Noah Thompson, 39 receptions, 574 yards. Jabray Barber, 38 receptions, 381 yards. Thomas had 8 touchdowns. Barber had 2 touchdowns. Jade Walker, 29 receptions, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trey Watson, 21 receptions, 280 yards, 1 reception. Cyrus Allen, 18 receptions, 269 yards, a touchdown. And Theo Mellon Ostrom, had 10 receptions, 184 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And also Moose Muhammad the third, 655 and 2. So basically, and there was another feller, Ashton Bethel Roman, 444 and 1. So they were spread out. You had several other receivers as well. They were spread out. So see, they're not all focused on one thing, on one person, or that's a good thing. They've got spark to their offense, which is why so many people were excited. Why it took till the last game of the season for them to be knocked out of the running to be the SEC champions or to have a try for it. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. Now, looking at defense, Perrine York, 82 tackles. BJ Mays had 4 interceptions. Taking a look at York, 35 tackles, 82 total with the assist, 2.5 sacks, 1 interception, took care of a fumble. Dalton Brooks, 59 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. And Marcus Ratcliffe, 48, 3 interceptions. Scooby Williams, now there's a name, 43. And no, I'm not making fun of him. I like Scooby. 4 passes defended, had 1 interception. Will Lee, the third, had 2 interceptions and a touchdown off the interception with 42 tackles. Bryce Anderson, 24 tackles, 1 interception that he ran in for a touchdown, 45-yard touchdown. So see, you've got a good spread out defense as well. This team looks to be going in the right direction. It was slightly going in the right direction, but the feel of the program was so much under Fisher. Mike Elko's brought a new fire, and this what I've just told you, those are the things that right there that show that they're going in the right direction. Now, you take a look at the record. They lost Notre Dame at the beginning of the year. You see where Notre Dame is. They're, as of the recording of this video, the 4 best teams in the nation that are in the national playoff. In the playoffs, South Kakalaki. Not a disrespectful team to lose to, but losing to Auburn, that one, it just like they ran out of steam at the end of the year. But Mike Elko took over. They were able to beat Florida, Arkansas, Tennessee couldn't do that, Missouri. They beat Missouri convincingly. And Arkansas played them really close. They had a few close games here and there, but LSU they beat. It's just that they needed they need a little more polishing. I think Mike Elko's showing that he can get that done. He's shown that they have a chance. And I happen to actually like what I am seeing. Now, next year, they've got Notre Dame again. Utah State, UTSA, neither one of those I'm worried about for them. Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, LSU, Missouri, South Kakalaki, Samford, and Texas. That Notre Dame game's the biggest worry on their non-conference schedule. Conference-wise, Auburn, you don't know where they're going to be at. Florida, that's going to be interesting. Arkansas, you don't know what's going to happen. LSU, all these teams, but I think Elko's built them to the point that they're going to be scary from now on while Elko's there. I could be wrong, but you take a look at this year and how it felt. Now, they didn't have steam there towards the end. Okay, well, that happens. They were thinking that it was going to be Connor Wegman that's going to be their quarterback. Well, Marcel Reed was far better. And that's where I think that they should have that they should go. And I'm not saying Connor Wegman's a bad quarterback. I mean, now he's at Auburn. People want him, but Marcel Reed's shown that he's a better quarterback, in my opinion, anyway. At least for Texas A&M. So I think they had a really good program, a really good year when it comes to instilling the right mindset. And they just need to be better conditioned. In my opinion, that's all they need. They need better conditioning. They had some injuries. All they need to do is just be able to go a little bit further. I think that can be done. I think Mike Elko has shown that he can do that. Well, this has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.